Welcome to Movie Bitches, episode 84. So tonight, we're reviewing Hello, My Name is Doris.
I'm awake. Oh, right, I forgot about the hello part.
Yes.
I was just calling it My Name is Doris.
Oh, okay. I mean,
I feel like this movie could have just been called Doris, and I would have been fine with it.
I actually might have preferred that, but that's okay.
That's fine.
Whatever.
I want to start off by saying that Sally Field is a goddess.
Sally Field is amazing.
I love her. She was great as expected.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I've ever seen her in something that I was like, you know what, that wasn't great. Like, with her. Like, she wasn't great in it.
I agree.
So, yes, Sally Field is amazing. She's got kooky costumes. She's wearing, like, poodle skirts and just, like, cute sweaters. And she's, like, crazy cool.
You know, she's a little off. She falls in love with, like, the new young art director in her office. Yeah. Played by the guy who played Schmidt.
Max Greenfield.
Yes.
Yes.
This movie, I didn't dislike it.
I liked half of it. Because it starts and it's, like, funny and cute and, like, a little serious, but not too much. Yeah. And then there's a real slow burn of cringing uncomfortableness that builds through. Like, you feel like a frog in boiling water where you're like, well, it's still pretty cute. Well, I guess it's okay. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And it was just like...
The anxiety was really building.
There was a lot of anxiety, and I guess that's a good thing. Like, if that's what they're going for.
I mean, I guess so, but...
But it was a very uncomfortable.
Well, and then, okay, so...
Because I don't like when there's characters that are, like, weird and endearing that then are sort of ridiculed and you feel bad for them. You pity them. And I'm like, I hate feeling this way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and, I mean, I guess that was the thing was, like, I loved her character. I loved, I was like, you're great. This is fun. But you shouldn't be together.
I don't know. I guess I wanted it to be more of like a, not how Stella got her groove back, but like I wanted them to have a silly fling, then both, find out stuff about themselves and each other, and then like move on.
I get that. I would have preferred that.
Like Prime. Remember that movie Prime?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you didn't like it, but it had a good, like it handled that well, where it was like, they're clearly not going to end up together. Right. But like they can still have a fun relationship and like figure it out.
That's fair.
And I would have been more into that, and I feel like his character would have been more interesting if he was open to it. And maybe he's like, what's going on? Why do I, like, this is weird. Yeah. That I'm feeling so attracted to this much older woman. Right. But like, I'm going to go with it. Right. I don't know, I feel like I would have enjoyed that more.
I absolutely would have enjoyed that more.
Instead of it like being, ew, what? I never liked you like that. And then her being really sad. It was like, oh no, Sally Field. You're really good at crying, but it makes me so sad. Like, it makes me so sad. The whole time I kept thinking, where are they going to go with this? What's the point?
Well, and then
I was like, oh, I don't really like where you went with it.
And then I really didn't like the end.
Oh, I really disliked the ending. So she has these fantasies throughout the film of him coming on to her, or him making out with her, or whatever. And they're shot...
And it's funny. I mean, like...
It's funny, but they're shot in a way that's identical.
Sure.
So you're kind of like, is this happening? At first. And then they cut back and she's like spaced out. And you're like, oh, that was silly and fun. So then, at the end, this happens again. And I actually was like, oh... They're going to do a cute thing where it actually happens. He actually did come on to her, and you're supposed to think, because of the setup, that it's happening in her head. No, it was just another, like, pull the rug out from under you
moment. Then...
Well, so that was enough. You were like, oh...
No,
I was kind of, okay. And then they do another, like, wait, Doris! Like, whatever.
Cut to black.
Cliffhanger, like, oh, is he going to go talk to her? What's he going to say? And you're like, oh... I almost want the movie that to be the halfway point.
Right. I thought the acting was all good. I thought the dialogue was all good. Yeah. I thought the directing and the cinema, like everything was good. Just the story.
I kept waiting for something more poignant to happen.
Yes.
Like, so there's this movie that came out with Blythe Danner last year called I'll See You in My Dreams with Martin Starr. Oh. And it's less like let's be romantic together, but it's like this older woman and this younger man, and they sort of form a bond and they grow, and it was like poignant and nice and like a really just interesting character study. And I was like expecting something more like that. So Tyne Daly plays her best friend. Yes. Loved it.
I also love Tyne Daly.
I love Tyne Daly. Like, could she?
Can I just bring up 2 shows that I miss?
What?
Judging Amy. Whatever.
What?
I used to watch it with my mom when I was little. How did no one know?
And?
Brothers and Sisters.
I love
which I also watched with my mom and I would talk about it. We'd watch
After
it and then
fact,
talk about it.
Oh my god.
Bros and Hoes was a good show.
Good show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. So they're best friends. I love their relationship. I thought that was the most interesting relationship.
It was, and I also thought it was the most realistic. And like the most productive.
Yes.
In terms of film, like of the story. It was like
really the only arc that happens is between her and Tyne Daly.
Exactly.
So at some point, all the hipsters think she's really cool, right?
Yeah.
Unironically?
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know. And so I was like, oh, cool, she's going to become like a fashion icon or something.
Yeah.
And I was like so on board for the first, 45 minutes of this movie that was just like, oh, and she's going to like find her crew.
Yeah.
And it's going to be really fun and like, it'll be cool. And then it was like, oh no, that doesn't really go anywhere.
No, not at all. I think that's the thing. I wanted her to have a moment where she says, I still have a life ahead of me.
Yeah, and I'm going to go.
This isn't over yet. I'm going to do something.
Because what do you think she's doing next?
I don't know.
I wanted her to grow confidence.
Yes.
In herself.
Yes.
But not because a guy rejected her.
Exactly.
And it was like, we're still doing this. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I guess.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Okay.
And you probably can't answer this, but
I'll try.
I didn't really find her sexy at any point. I mean, there were sexual moments, which was like uncomfortable for me. And so I'm trying to think, like, if it were a man,
an older man,
and like a younger. Like
if it was like Harrison Ford and like Zooey Deschanel or something.
See, I don't think do you know what I mean? Like if it were a gay story that was the same thing.
Sure.
How would I feel is what I want to know.
If Christopher Plummer played.
No, I wouldn't be into it.
If Ian McKellen played.
No.
If Derek Jacobi.
I don't know who that is.
But my thing is, I don't think you need to be into it to be rooting for it.
Sure.
Like when you look at a movie like Harold and Maude, right?
Yeah.
It just goes there. And it doesn't ask you to be okay with it or to be turned on by it or anything. It's like, look, these people are doing what they're doing. They're okay with it. Do you want to go on this journey with them? Cool. And like, I wish that this movie had done that.
I'm trying to see if I could relate to his side of it and see, like, could I imagine that happening? I guess maybe. Who's to say?
Who's to say? That's what this movie was missing.
Age isn't everything. I would say
it's worth a watch.
You could go see it in theaters to support indie film.
Yeah.
You could also just watch it at home.
It's like pretty okay.
But I wouldn't say like don't watch it. It's not bad.
Don't avoid it. It's just it could have been better.
Yeah.
And without Sally Field, I feel like it would have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Anyway.